Woodland Elementary. Good morning, our wonderful, honorable guests here. Woodland, at this time, we are all going to practice saying our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Wow, I am so honored and humbled that all of our guests here are here today to our Veterans Day program. We are so honored that you have graced us with your presence, and to introduce what Veterans Day is all about, we have our 5th grade ambassadors to give us a little something, okay?
When Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner almost 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. Throughout this nation's history, America's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, and to turn back aggressors.
We can never fully repay our debt of gratitude more than 650,000 American service members who died in battle, or the 1.4 million who were wounded. We can, however, recognize and thank the 25 million veterans still living today. These words are inscribed on the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C. Our nations honor her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend the country. They never knew the people, and they never met.
Those words apply equally to many of our World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and Gulf War veterans as well. They apply to today's active duty service members, tomorrow veterans who are helping to maintain peace throughout the world. Today, it's our privilege to say thank you to all of Americans' veterans, to let them know that we appreciate them for their service and honor them for their sacrifices.
The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget those willing to pay it. Today, we celebrate American veterans for keeping this nation the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our whole entire student body has practiced a armed force medley song for each of you.
So my day is complete. My two favorite things I get to see and hear are our boys and girls singing and our boys and girls saying the pledge. So you all have made my day. I'd like to introduce Sergeant First Class Leilani Hartley. She is coming to speak to us today, boys and girls, about her experiences and about Veterans Day. Please welcome Leilani Hartley.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Sergeant First Class Leilani Hartley, and I would like to say it is an honor to have been asked to come here and speak at your school this morning. I'm not here to give you a history lesson because you're going to get that in all your years of school. I'm here to share with you a lesson, probably the most important lesson that my parents and the Army have taught me, and I'm still learning to this very day. Who here has parents in the military? Parents, brothers, yeah. So you know kind of what we go through, right? Who thinks they want to be a soldier when they grow up? Yeah? It's awesome, right? Did you know that it is one of the biggest responsibilities in the world is being a soldier in the military? Yes, it is. It is our job to protect you, each and every one of you, as if you are our own family, but we've never met you. And these very brave individuals who sit here, and right here, had the same exact job that we do today, and some are still serving today. Your moms and dads, it's really hard. Your moms and dads have to leave you, and we have to leave our families. Sometimes we want to quit because it gets really hard, but you know what? We don't. Nothing in this world ever gets accomplished when you quit or give up, right? I'm sure it gets really hard in school sometimes, right? Homework, tests, friends, studying. But it's okay to be scared. Being scared means you care about the outcome of whatever it is that you're doing, but you have the ability to turn that fear into motivation and accomplish anything that you want to do without ever quitting. You have to want to be a better person every single day. You have to want to win every day of your life. It doesn't get any easier when you're an adult, no matter how much you think it is. Being an adult means it's harder because there are more things to be afraid of. But you get up every day and you think to yourself that I can. And that's what soldiers tell themselves every day. Even when it gets hard, I can. And when they have to leave their families for an undetermined amount of time, I can, and I'll be back. I've been in the military for 14 years. I know I don't look like it, but I swear I have. And I've been the only girl sometimes in a lot of places, and I was terrified. And people were mean to me, but not because they were just mean people, but because they didn't understand. And those days I wanted to quit. But as scared as I was that I would fail, I'd wake up, I'd put on my uniform, and prove to them every day that I could do anything they could do just as well, if not better. So that's why I'm here today. Today is a day for remembering all the military men and women, your moms and dads, uncles, brothers, aunts, sisters, and grandparents, that no matter how hard it got, they never gave up. Protecting you so that you can grow up to be whatever it is that you want to be. It is the most important thing that we can do. It is never easy. We wake up before you do, and we go to bed hours after you do, just to make sure you don't have to worry about anything but going to school and doing your very best. Who here has seen The Lion King? Great, right? So, did you know every morning the zebra wakes up before the sun, right? Every day, and it takes off running. It knows that the lion is waking up right after it to take off running because the lion's hungry. It knows that the lion is fast, and it's waking up too before the sun. The zebra knows it's not faster than the lion. There's no way that a zebra can outrun a lion. But it gets up a little earlier every day so it can get started before the lion and beat the lion. And even though the zebra is slower than the lion, it never quits. So no matter if you win the race or you come in dead last, the point is that you never quit. So, who can make me a promise? Yeah? So I want you to promise me that no matter how hard it ever gets, and no matter how much you want to give up, that you'll never quit, because quitting is never your only option. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hartley, and for the rest of our guests, veterans today. We are so honored you have taken time to come talk with our students. We want our students to know that being in the military is a very, very, very important job. It's very important, okay? So can we give one more round of applause to Ms. Leilani Hartley? All right, now I want to recognize our guests today, our very important guests today. Will you please stand? Well, and we even have some educators here that are veterans. So I want you to stand too, educators, if you are a veteran, when I call your branch of military. So, our guests of honor, if you served in the Army, will you please stand so that we may give you a round of applause? Wow, we have a lot of Army servicemen and women. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So, if you have served in the Marines, would you please stand up so we can give you honor? Thank you. And let's see. Oh, goodness. If you served in the Air Force, would you please stand so that we may honor you? If you have served in our Navy, will you please stand so that we may honor you? If you have served in our Coast Guard, will you please stand so that we may honor you? Let's go ahead and give our Coast Guardsmen that are not here. Wow, being in the military, no matter what branch that we have in the United States, it is really an important job, and we can't thank you enough. We cannot ever thank you enough for all the hard work and dedication and the trials and tribulations you all have gone through in the military. We cannot thank you enough. So thank you one more time. Can we give our veterans a round of applause one more time? Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask our principal, Mrs. Tarquinio, to have some closing remarks.
Good afternoon. As Ms. Townsend said, my name is Dawn Tarquinio. I'm our proud principal here at Woodland Elementary School. I'm very proud of these boys and girls on the stage here with you all being our audience. They practice really hard for you all on Friday and want to make sure that they're paying their respects to you and your service. Veteran students, teachers, parents, friends, and family, thank you for being here today. I'm truly honored and humbled to have the opportunity to speak to you all today on Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a very special holiday that honors all of those who have served in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and our Coast Guard. And let me share the history lesson real quickly. I'm going to take that opportunity. World War I was fought by many countries for 5 years. beginning 100 years ago, over 100 years ago in 1914 and ending in 1918. And the United States fought in this war from 1917 until 1918. In 1918, at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, that is 11 o'clock on November 11th, the warring countries signed an agreement called an armistice. That brought an end to the war. On that day, people throughout the world were happy and celebrated because no one else would get hurt or die in a war, and loved ones would be coming home. People went out in the streets and danced and laughed. They blew horns, they blew whistles, they sang songs. The people at the time very wishfully hoped for no more war. In fact, World War I was nicknamed the war to end all wars. United States President Woodrow Wilson made November 11th a holiday, calling it Armistice Day, to honor all heroes that died in World War I. But over time, the name of the holiday changed to Veterans Day, and the purpose of this day was to change all to honor all who served and are serving in the United States Armed Forces. Not all veterans have been to war. Not all have served in a war. Many members of the military spend time away from their family and friends, and I have to tell you, the worst part isn't just being part of that, it's being away from their families. I'm sure every veteran and veteran's family can relate to that, having experienced it themselves. Right now, as we gather here today, thousands of soldiers, sailors, airmen, airwomen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen and women are on the job around the world protecting America. As someone who's not served in the military, my thoughts turn today to those who are deployed around the world, around the clock, protecting and defending America. These service members are in places that we don't even know. They will be there when we're sleeping tonight, and they will be there every Saturday, Sunday, and holiday, missing their families and friends, their loved ones back home. For those veterans here today, please share your stories with others. Let people know what you've done so they can see the many faces of the military and the service and appreciate the personal sacrifices that you all have made as a service to your neighbors. If you're not a veteran, find someone in your life that is a vet. Ask them about their service, or simply say, thank you. The more you talk about what you do, have done, and the impact military service has on your lives, the better able you're to hold it as an example of excellence. To all the veterans here today, I humbly thank you for your service and your sacrifice. Thank you all for choosing to honor veterans today and show your support to our heroes, past and present. May God bless our veterans. May God bless those serving in harm's way, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all so much for being here today. We appreciate it. Boys and girls, once again, as we make our way out of here, be sure to give these guys and gals a hug or a wave or a thumbs up as a thank you. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Vets, at this time we will have some refreshments for you guys in our library so that we can spend some time with you and hear some of those stories that you all might like to share with us. Boys and girls, we'll start with first grade to make their way on out.